This ain't no shade, this ain't no flex. Just make sure you tune to the RPX. Stay dropping jewels all on the airways. Keep sitting like every single day. This ain't no shade, this ain't no flex. Just make sure you tune to the RPX. Stay dropping jewels all on the airways. Keep sitting like every single day. RPX. Yeah, just the RPX where you can sit back and catch a vibe at. But your mind gotta be open like a surgeon with a scalpel. Mixed with the tips that can help with the mental, also the spiritual, and even the physical. The way she break it down, you don't need a visual. Always keep it fair and also critical. Everything is clear, ain't no need for subliminals. Growth is essential. The love is not rental. You might be perplexed, but it's so simple. If you wanna know how you can interact, just hit the IG or the clock of where it at. So come get involved. It don't even cost. Just hit the DM if you need to talk. So all my good people out there, stay blessed and make sure you tune in to the RPX. This ain't no shade, this ain't no flex. Just make sure you tune to the RPX. Stay dropping jewels all on the airways. Keep sitting like every single day. This ain't no shade, this ain't no flex. Just make sure you tune to the RPX. Stay dropping jewels all on the airways. Keep sitting like every single day. RPX.
Chill, baby. We are back on the X Radio, where you can find us every Thursday at 6 p.m. And if you ever miss a friggin' episode, you can go to YouTube and check out all the old episodes. We have episodes for years, literally for years. So go check those out. You might find something for you. You can, if you are listening currently, you can go to YouTube and see what we are all about today and check us out. And you can interact with us as well. We do have the capability for you to chat while we are live on YouTube. So go to YouTube, type in Glockaware, hit that live link, and you will definitely be connected to us. See what, glasses or shirt I'm wearing today. Check us out, comment, all that good stuff. Come on in. You got to use that room too?
I do.
Go ahead, please do.
Really professional.
Yeah.
You do this.
Oh, shit. We've been doing this. Yeah, listen, we're going to have fun today. That's what we're going to do. We're here. We're going to have fun. This month, this year, the X Radio, I've been doing something a little different with it. So each month I have a new co-host that hangs out with me and brings their friends along. So we can expand our network and learn some new things. So this month, the month of July, I have Miss Nelly.
Hey guys!
You can find her at online. You can find her on Instagram at Nelly Yoga Fitness, Nelly_Yoga_Fitness. And you know what, girl? I'm gonna let you. I know you're excited. She's a podcast virgin.
Yes.
So I got one. So I'm gonna let her, introduce herself and tell us what she does.
Hey world, oh my God, what's going on world? Listen, I am super pumped, super excited to be a part of this process. My name is Nelly Yoga Fitness.
What's up, Nelly?
What's up,
welcome, Nelly?
Thank you.
Just thank you for having me. There you go.
She told me that 5 minutes
It's
before.
okay.
Listen,
I told you were gonna forget.
I'm a virgin. She said that I was a virgin, so she just told you guys. So listen,
right.
I am Nelly. I'm a certified yoga instructor. I say that I am a certified mindfulness yoga instructor. There's a difference. I'm a personal fitness trainer. I teach at the Y in West Philly. Woo woo, 215. Let's get it. Come on in here, bro.
Thank you.
So, I have been practicing yoga for about 10 years now. Certified. I started practicing yoga for my mental health.
Yeah. That's why we're here.
Yeah, that's why we're here. And this is why me and Rosie connected, because it was like, what? We want to talk about what? Mental health? Oh, listen, I know
She
all
said,
about
listen, yeah, I'm into that ish.
and by default, I don't want, but listen, all of us have mental health. So let's just be clear on that.
The stigma is thankfully being broken, and especially by celebrities. I enjoy that fact, because it is real. And a lot of times people follow celebrity footsteps, right?
Yeah.
Fashion, trend, all that kind of stuff. So for them to open up about mental health is astronomical.
It is. It is because being a person of color, we've seen mental health in our community all our lives. However, we're just
it's not
taught
addressed
that,
or don't ignore it.
just
They're crazy.
Like, don't pay them no mind. Or you lock that person upstairs in the back room. You know your uncle that
That's
was locked
crazy,
upstairs.
Uncle
Uncle John,
Yeah.
you know how we do. So even with children who were, mental, they just bad and they just got beatings and beatings and beatings on top of beatings and whoop to no end. So I just want to blow the lid off of the stereotype that mental health is associated with crazy, because we all have mental health.
Yeah, we all deal with that. Especially, I always say we live in a war zone. Yes. PTSD is something that was coined, that phrase was coined by people returning from military duty.
Yes.
Now kids that live here in urban culture, I mean everywhere really, but especially urban culture, have that issue. We see things that we are not supposed to see. We see people getting shot. We see, horrific things happen on a daily basis on the news. So we're affected. Whether you think you are or not, you're affected. Yes. Everyone is affected.
Yeah. And I'm happy that it's being more normalized now, that you can go ahead and talk about it, just like you guys are saying.
Yeah.
Because, I know Charlemagne was the first, the biggest person in media to step out about it. But even just,
Lil Wayne.
Him being a black man, it's something
Taraji.
that, yes. Yeah. But even as athletes, like I remember when somebody like Kevin Love or DeMar DeRozan came out, and people think like, well, you're a millionaire.
I have depression.
Yeah, like you get to you make millions of dollars playing the kids' game.
It's stressful.
Yeah,
Kanye West admitting that he was bipolar.
Yeah, like why would you? You're making millions. You get to drive these cars. You get to go to these fancy places. You don't have to worry about a thing. That's what
doesn't mean we don't have issues.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it was nice that it is good that these people that we look up to, these celebrities, these entertainers, can come out and let you know, like, hey, listen, I'm just like you.
Yeah.
I have these issues just like you, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
Exactly. But this, like mental health, again, I want to remove the stigma that mental health means crazy. You have physical health and you have mental health. So now when you check in and you go to the gym, don't think that you're just going to go in there and lift weights and get stronger physically. Mm-hmm. You still have to work on your mental. Mm-hmm. So when I say mental health applies to everybody in the entire world, from 0 to 80, blind, crippled, and crazy, mental health applies to everyone. It doesn't mean, mental health, that means they have something wrong with them. No, everybody has mental health. Mm-hmm. Have you checked in with yourself lately? Have you?
A little bit more recent. I actually go to therapy. My son and I, we go to therapy.
High five.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
High fives all around.
Thank you. So, and it's kind of weird because when I started therapy with my oldest son, my mom, she wasn't like, first she was looking like, well, why are you going to therapy? What's wrong with you? Right. I brought you up in this world. I know you're okay.
It's almost like a personal attack on her parenting.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, exactly.
It's like, well, Mom.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's just,
and I got a, old school black South Philly mom. Like, listen, I couldn't really talk about the things that was going on.
Right.
So, but I go to therapy. But even still going to therapy with my son and I, like, she'll go ahead and say, because it's virtual, but I was talking to my mom on FaceTime before the session, and she was like, you can go ahead and tell the therapist my therapy was ass whooping. Like, well, I didn't, I didn't do this. All this talking.
We didn't talk this out.
Yeah, we didn't talk this out. You get it right, or you was, that was it. And
everyone has a different learning style, though. Exactly. That works for some people and some people.
Like some of that is lacking. We need to bring a little bit more of that back.
I agree with that.
That's the problem with some of these young folk, because like they need to get a strong. Can I curse?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Listen, I just wanted to know how free I could be.
Yeah, please. The Woody Doo needs some beating.
For real. And it takes a village, and right now the village is broken.
Yeah.
And the village needs healing. Thanks. And we have to deal with the issues that are causing us the trauma.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. You have to heal the problem because it's really an emotional trauma that created the problem.
Yes.
It manifested into something else.
And it's generational sometimes. Sometimes you're hurting and you don't even know why you're hurting, but your mom was hurting and she put it on you, or her grandma, her mother, your grandmother, she was hurting. Like, it just passes down sometimes. And it's like, even like you said, back to us living in a war zone. And I feel so validated in this moment that you said that, because I was just talking to my girlfriend in Connecticut. Shout out to Raimi if you're listening. Hopefully you're
What's
out
up,
there.
girl?
Connecticut,
Hey,
what's
Miss
up
Dolce
with you?
Picante. Yes. So I was just telling her, like, yo, it's crazy how when I go to Connecticut and visit my girlfriends, like, I feel like such a relief. Like, it's so quiet. And I didn't appreciate that lifestyle when I was younger. I just felt like it was so boring.
Right.
Oh, God.
Are you from Connecticut?
I'm from Philly, but I lived in Connecticut the majority of my, like, teenage years, childhood life.
Okay,
and
so
then
I
came
can
back.
relate to you because I'm originally from New England.
Okay.
And I moved down here when I was 19. So I had that childhood where it was peaceful, and of course I hated it too because it was slow, boring, blah, blah, blah. But I appreciate the different point of view that it gave me now that I'm an adult.
And we can
Exactly.
take this full circle because I lived in Hartford, Connecticut for 2 years.
There you go.
Connecticut, yes. I lived right off Park Street, Park Ave.
Man, listen, they said Hartford was hard.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness! When
Right.
Hardcore, and that's the capital. You think that
Yeah.
would be like, oh, that you're from Hartford. When people hear Connecticut, they automatically assume like, oh, you what?
Right, like Western New York.
Yeah, when I
Sweet,
when I
rich
went out
people.
there.
Go to New Haven if you want to.
Oh my
Yeah.
pistol waving New Haven. That's it. Hey, listen.
Pistol waving.
Shout out to
New
the
Haven.
train, Bill, the island, like Dixon Avenue, Whaley Ave. Like,
Wait a
Yeah.
minute, hold up. Sorry, pause. Dom, hey.
What's going
How you
on?
doing?
I'm chilling, man.
I know,
I'm
look,
feeling
we got so excited. We forgot to introduce Dom.
Okay. Hey guys,
Yeah.
my name is Dom. I go by Jam Saget. That's why I call myself a couple folks. But you can find me on Instagram, Poppy Store Podcast. That's what I'm doing my content at. It's for the shared and relatable urban 215 experience. And we just rock there. There's just a lot of things, especially when people like they come from different cities or they come from different places. They have this stigma of Philadelphia based upon what the
news projects.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
But that's
So-
why it's called a
yes.
program, right?
Exactly. Yes. Television
Yeah.
programming. But that's what I'm about. I'm just about the shared and relatable urban 215 experience.
Where can they find you again?
You can find me. My Instagram page is at Poppy Store Podcast. You can find the podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor. I'm over there. I
Nice.
drop podcasts there.
that's my homie.
All right,
frequently.
so let's get back to it. What were you saying?
here.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure
I appreciate
we
it.
knew who
That's
you
right.
were. They knew who you were.
I'm not a stranger.
He's
A
not a
random.
stranger.
I saw a microphone. I'm like, you know what? I can just
There's an
slide.
empty seat.
Yeah,
I can sit
why
down.
not?
Let me slide on in.
Yeah, so he's from Connecticut. You lived
I'm
in
from
Connecticut.
South Philly, but I lived in
You lived in
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
I
You
lived in Hartford,
So
Connecticut.
we're all New Englanders.
We have
Yeah.
done some New England stuff.
Yeah, we
Done
did our
some New
time there.
England stuff.
We did
Shout
our.
out to New
It
England.
was like a bid, right?
Yeah, we did a stint. We definitely did a stint.
I think I got the longest time in. I think
Yeah.
I got the longest time in. I think I'm the OG in the crowd.
You
for
might
New England.
be.
I might.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But it was a good
It's
time.
between me and Rosie.
I was up there 19 years.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What part?
4 hours north of Boston. So I grew up in Bangor, Maine.
Okay. Ooh.
You actually see it on the weather map.
Yeah.
It does exist.
Yeah.
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 Most people are like, that's in Canada, right? I'm like, no.
The name's cool.
Yeah.
Bangor, the cool name.
I don't know.
We're
You know,
running
there's a
neck
lot
and
of jokes with that one. Anyway,
We're running neck and neck. That's all I'll say because I don't want to tell my age.
that's
We're
all right.
running
We're
neck and
both
neck.
40 plus love.
Yes, yes, yes.
40 plus.
And then she still
love.
put it out there. I didn't want to tell people.
Hey, listen, we're getting carded still. I'll tell you.
still got carded,
Rosie.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Because
still
I
get
look good
carded.
for my age, so
Yes.
I'm cool with that. And
And
you
it-
should
Yes.
be proud too. It
I
don't
am.
matter. Yeah.
And it's
I am.
cancer season.
Yo, give me 5 on that.
Cancer season.
It's me and Dom's seasons,
There you
cancer
go.
season. We're in our bags right now.
Absolutely.
So
What
like,
days are you?
I'm 7-11.
And I'm June 27th, so I just passed.
Okay.
I'm coming up. I'm about to have a cancer party also. Come on
Yeah.
out. come on out. I'll give the location if you hit me in my inbox. It's gonna
Slide in
be
the DM.
Slide in the DM for the link up.
for the party. Just the,
For the link, not the sneaky, not the sneaky.
Yeah, you know
link.
I
It's
did.
a link.
I
It's a
learned. Don't be sliding on some old.
Don't be weird.
Just don't be weird. Don't be
Don't be
weird.
weird.
This is a mindfulness.
Yeah.
You know.
Be mindful.
Be mindful. Don't be weird.
Be mindful. Be mindful.
Be mindful. So listen, for those of you, like, I want to bring up something because I feel like this topic just strikes a nerve with people, and because we're living in Philadelphia right
Okay.
now during all this craziness, and the whole world has seen the shooting down South Philly. You know, they've seen the shooting of the 2 cops down the Parkway, and the comments from our mayor.
He doesn't want to be mayor anymore.
Yeah.
How do we feel about that? Because I feel like that affects my mental health.
I think that he needs to be up here talking about his mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, listen, being in that position though
Yeah.
must be stressful because
Absolutely.
there is, you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel in his position.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you have to deal with this day in and day out until your reign is over.
But
Yeah.
that's the politically correct, I feel like, response from us as citizens. However,
Right?
I have to be a prick
Go ahead.
because I just feel like he's our leader and he threw in the towel. And
But did he really throw in the towel, or he just voiced his opinion, which people don't want to hear that from
Well,
somebody of position?
yeah, well,
Because that's kind of disturbing, right?
yeah, that's like a parent telling their child, I don't want to be a parent anymore. Right
Yeah,
now.
no, I hear you.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do this. And how often do we feel like that as parents? Like, I don't want to be an adult. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But to actually say it, and I'm on both sides. Be clear. I'm not trying to like knock down the mayor, Mayor Kenny. Peace and love and respect. But opinions are opinions. Everybody has one, like assholes, right?
right,
So at
yeah.
the end of the day, my opinion is just my fucking opinion. But I do feel like we're a broken city right now. We're
Right.
going through a lot, and
Right.
and like the Eagles, like the Sixers, like our sports teams, we thrive off our leadership sometimes. And to hear our leader say that he can't wait until he's not the mayor so that he can enjoy the city is a slap in his face. I feel like, because I feel like.
This is his potential.
Nigga,
This is his moment
you
to
got
actually do
the
something,
keys to the
right?
city,
Right.
so you
Right.
should enjoy.
How are you going to turn it around, Mayor Kenny?
I mean, but at the,
Well, you know we're Philadelphians, so can he? Because we're the toughest crowd out here. So now we're pissed.
Yeah, and he's an elected official, and it's kind of, I take these elected officials or even like a mayor, like, yes, he's the mayor and we hold him to this high regard, but you know, it's kind of like a manager of like a restaurant or something like that, or
They only got really so much power.
yeah, you know what I'm
They
saying?
can comp your meal if you really complain.
You know what
but
I'm saying?
They can only do it so many times.
Exactly.
Well, let's keep it
Ex-
100. If the mayor was a black man and made that same statement, would we be as understanding of his remarks?
I think Philly would have been able, like, look, listen, I know you burnt out, but I think nationally speaking, I think people from outside looking in, I'm like, oh my goodness, get this guy out of here. He's not fit for the job. But people here know what's up. They know how hard the city is, and yeah, it was some tough words, and I did not expect Mayor Kenny to go ahead and say that. He just said it so cavalierly too. Like, I
Well, you
can't.
noticed, if you watched it, because I was watching when it happened, right? And he was like, it was almost like he wanted to bite his tongue, but he's like, fuck it. I already said that
Yeah.
shit.
Fuck
Like,
Probably
yeah.
smoke some weed.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mayor
Yeah,
Kenny
real rap.
for smoking weed
Yeah.
before that interview.
And he didn't even have he didn't have his mayor lay on. Like, he was just chill. Like,
Right. He was brought out of his chill spot. He said he just came from somewhere. Like,
Yeah, he probably had a
Yeah.
couple drinks. Like, he was like,
Yeah,
yeah, man,
that's-
fuck it. I ain't feeling it.
and he doubled down. Like, you know what? And that is the really Philly. So, like, yes, I know. Yeah, you shouldn't have said it, but you doubled down on it, and
Listen, I
that
respect
is what it is. Yeah.
I respect it, Mayor Kenny, but you fucked up.
Yeah.
And that's the part. Like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I respect it, but we also have to know as adults and be accountable when we stick our foot in our mouths.
Yeah.
And when we have a responsibility.
as an elected official.
Hey, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
you're a politician, so you have to be politically
Correct.
correct.
I was
And-
more concerned about all the people around him who had to keep a straight face after that. Like that. Yeah, listen,
You notice, Shorty, the police captain was like, yeah, so anyway,
yeah. See what happened?
Everyone, no more, we're out.
Yeah, like what?
So everybody turn around, just walk off. Let's walk out of here. Out now. Everyone out.
We are in Philly. We call our commissioner Shorty. Shorty with the strap in the bag. Shorty, you know she be tripping. The one that got handle all this stuff. She like, yo, we out there.
Us though. That's
Now talk about somebody that's tired.
Oh yeah, yes.
I'm tired.
Yes.
He's tired.
Burnt out.
But then I think like let's take it a step further, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know how you feel when you're in a job and
Absolutely.
you don't like that job and you hate that job. Do you give 100% when you go to that job and you hate it?
No.
So that's the way I look at Mayor Kenny. Like, all right, you're not gonna do everything that, and because. And Dom, you come to the Y at 51st and Chestnut. Shout out to the Y
West Philly
at 51st and Chestnut, the
Yeah.
West Philly Y. That's what's up. Like, listen, we're the Y. That Y right there is the heart of every Y, in my opinion.
That's the one.
It is. It's the one. Because every time they want to do a press conference, where they go?
Yeah, they
Where
go
they at?
there. They do.
Where you at?
They do.
Why the money ain't coming down there? I'm gonna put it on blast. You damn right. Yes, I am. Where you at? Y'all always at our location, but we ain't getting it. So this is why I'm being an advocate for my city. That's why I said I'm so glad that Rosie, and I thank you again for giving me a voice and allowing me to not be filtered and say what I need to say and allowing me to bring my family, my friends in here to blow the lid off this joint, because our city is suffering. And it's not about a black thing. It's not about a white thing. It's about a us thing. And it's about a mental health thing. It's a crisis at this point. You got babies carjacking. I hear cop cars outside my house every day. Helicopters flying over our heads like we live in Compton. Like, I saw this stuff in the 80s back in the day, and I didn't think that I would be living in a time where I would experience it myself.
Right.
So to be living in a time where I'm nervous about my kids just going down South Street, being down Penn's Landing.
Right.
My 15-year-old was just down there and left 30 minutes before the shooting went down. That's my reality. That's all of our reality.
What about just driving home?
And
Driving into your neighborhood to park your car and go in the house.
and get shot.
Yeah, it's crazy certain
Or
rules
carjacked.
that you have to go ahead and set for yourself. Like, you can't sit in your car. You can't, certain things that you can't go ahead and do. And it's like, there's certain rules that we have been indoctrinated with since I was a young boy, and even from my old heads when they were young boys, that we're still using to this day. Like, those generational like curses. Like, even I know that, I don't know if anybody's brought it up before, but I like the word dick eating. Like the word fucking dick
Well,
eating.
let's break that down, because if you're not from Philly and you haven't heard that term,
You don't know what I
let's
mean,
break
yeah.
it down.
Okay.
Why do we use the term dick eating?
Well, dick eating is really like going ahead and like, how would you describe it? Like just gobbling on.
Just like literally just being Joe, like being Joe.
Yeah.
Like, you are so
That's another term, being Joe.
Joe. And if you don't know what Joe is,
Yeah.
all right. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let's
In
go.
Philly, we have our own slang and we understand each
Facts.
other. But let me put my politically correct hat on and break it down. So a dick eater.
Yes.
Noun. I see it popping up on the screen. Noun.
You know what I mean? A dick eater, noun, is a person who will go to any lengths to agree with or be on any person's like shit.
Yeah.
So
Wave top, like just to go ahead and just
like, you really don't eat pork, but you're gonna act like you eat pork. Like, or you're not Muslim, but you're gonna be Muslim this week. Or you don't really like Meek Mill, but when you're in a crowd full of Meek Mill fans,
yeah,
you love
exactly.
him.
Yeah, that's the
You're dick eating.
Yeah, but the thing about that is that, like, dick eating is that not everything is dick eating.
No.
Like, and we live in a city where you can't even show anybody love. You can't show somebody love because you dicking. Like, I took my homies out to Indiana. I got family out Indianapolis for a basketball tournament.
Shout out to Indianapolis.
Yes, Indy is love out there. And we went for a basketball tournament, and then the different styles of basketball, we're more flashy, we got a lot with it, but they're very fundamentally sound. So I had my homie who went out there, and he's amazing at basketball. So he went up against these guys, and he was really doing this thing. He was doing things that these people have never even seen before. or just how he played the game. So when the game was over, like people ran up to him and was like, "Oh my goodness, how'd you do this move? Can you show me?" And they were literally fans, like they really wanted to know. And he was just so appalled, like, "Yo, you dicking, get off me!" And I had to pull him to the side. I
Be
said,
like, "Yo, these are your people, bro. They see you.
Yeah,
They see you.
They see
They
you.
see you, and they love you. Like these are your people."
Yeah.
That's a hater. That's a hater. A person that's mad because you're getting praises and recognition, and they call you a dick, or that person that's praising you a dick eater. That person is a hater.
Like, how can you ever grow if you can't go to anyone for advice?
Yeah.
If you can't go to anyone for counsel? If you can't look at someone who's just that level above you and say, "Hey, look, listen, I see what you're doing. Like, how can I get to this level?" and stuff like that. "Oh, you can't go to boy, you dicking." Like, we have so many, like, so much trauma, so many like generational curses that's placed upon us in this city that's why we're at where we are right now. So guys, like, I'm not gonna say go ahead and banish the word dick eating, because shit really do be dick eating. Like there be some dick eating going on,
Sometimes
but not
it applies.
everything is dicking.
No.
And if you have to go ahead and go to somebody, or try to slide into a DM or look at for counsel or advice for somebody that helps you go ahead and get yourself a little bit further, family a little bit further, your circle, your tribe, even the city, like, do it. It's not dicking, guys. It's okay.
There's going to be people that will help you, be willing to help you. That's your people. Those are your people.
Exactly.
And it doesn't hurt to ask, because you never know who might say yes. If someone says no, oh well, at least you tried, right?
Yeah.
Because you never know until you ask.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think that we can change the name of the city from City of Brotherly Love and slight dick eating. Just like
But we be known as the dick eaters. So we can't do that. Now I'm like, fuck that. Like the City of Brotherly Love. I just got this crazy visual.
dick eating.
So I feel like I'm a slight dick eater. No, I will not dick eat for advancement. Fuck you.
We live in a weird society, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't even. I'm one of those people that'll compliment something, someone, or something without the intention of some sort of personal gratification.
Right.
Yeah. I don't care if I like your color shirt. I like your hair. I like your glasses. You did something cool. Hey, that was cool. A lot of people will say, "Oh, well, you're trying to date them, or you're trying to this, or you're trying to get their attention." No, I'm just complimenting them, because at the end of the day, like, I don't know. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But we live in.
That's crazy. You have to even go ahead and explain something that's so surface. Like,
like open a door for somebody, and they're like, you open the door. Good morning. I do that. I'm like, "Hey, good morning. How you doing?" They look at you like, "Oh."
I had this woman one time hold a sliding door open for me, which was weird to me for whatever reason.
A sliding door.
Yes.
Okay.
And then she got upset that I didn't say thank you. I'm like, "Lady, it's a sliding door.
It's gonna open
as
soon as the motion sensor
set
up."
And she was like, "Oh, you're not gonna say thank you?"
Well, you should have still said thank you.
I guess
That's like holding the elevator door open, so it doesn't close on you.
The death of chivalry.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. You probably should have said thank you to that one.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, most people are really rude. Really rude.
Rude as hell. That's what lets you know people's mental health is at stake too. Like,
people are miserable.
Like, did y'all hear about the Asian man that got killed up Delaware County on a road rage type of tip? Man,
I don't even watch the news. That's why.
Yeah.
I do, because it's like watching an action film without having cable. So you can just watch the news.
No, it's real.
And feel like you watched
the highlights.
CSI, Law and Order. Real rap. Like,
it's depressing. Don't you find it depressing?
I still need to know what's going on around me.
You're nosy.
I am. I really am. I don't need to know that bad,
because somebody's going to tell me eventually, like you just did. Hey, did you hear about da da da? And then if it's interesting enough, I might go look. But I just feel like
a man just raped a woman at broad daylight during work hours down Center City somewhere. I don't know.
Like in a park or something?
At her job in an office building.
Oh, come on.
Like, I promise you, they're looking for this dude. Like, this
Oh
is
my
the stuff that
goodness.
happens. And see, this is what.
Office building.
Come on, man. Listen,
Did
you
he
wanna,
work
this is why
there?
you want. No, I don't know. They didn't
Oh,
say.
okay.
But this is what I'm saying. That's why I
Right.
watch the news, because that same man could live in my neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, fat.
And I
But did you
didn't
see
know.
a picture of that man?
Yeah, they got them all on video, but it's kind of
Okay.
grainy. But he had a mask
Come on.
and that's the
All
part
right,
that
girl,
sucks.
listen. No, I'm going to stop you right there. Because if that man walked past you right now, you
You
wouldn't
wouldn't
know
know.
him from a can of paint.
I wouldn't, but
So you're just
somebody would.
stressing
If
yourself
Dom
out.
had a mask on and did something, I'd be like,
That's because you know him.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
somebody know that man.
Somebody do, yes.
But that's the
Somebody
thing.
not you.
The news
I
is
don't.
always the news put
But
the
somebody I know might.
Yeah.
And if
They
I
put a
bring it up
spin
and
on
I
it,
say
right?
something to
Yeah.
him, they might be like, "Oh, that's my
Yep,
cousin."
the spin, and they put everything out there to go ahead and make you feel afraid. It's all just to go ahead and promote, fear. Not all
fear.
news, but
yeah,
the news,
control, because
yeah.
fear is control.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's the whole, cycle of government.
Yeah. I talked to my mom about. My mom has what's the app that lets you know what's going on? The Citizens app.
Now I don't have that. I'm
Yeah.
busy,
Listen,
but
you
I
don't
got
need that.
Yeah.
Don't get it, girl.
Yeah. My
You'll be
kids
on there
have
all
it.
the time.
Yeah,
My kids have it. It's so bad that when that shooting happened down Penn's Landing, my daughter called me before it hit the news.
Yeah.
And she had just left there and was like, "Mom,
I just
do you
wanna
know
let
I
you
just
know,
left?"
right.
Yeah.
And there, like 13 people got shot. I'm like, "What? It ain't even hit the news yet."
Yeah.
I'm such like a cynic because like my mom be like, I need to know what's going on. I said, well, mom, if it pops up on the app while you're there, like I mean,
You're gonna know.
yeah,
Too late.
too late. Yeah, like this is a done you. You are a done bun, mom. Like why? Like,
You're the citizen when it's happening.
like yeah, like oh my goodness, they're
You're the victim.
snitch.
You're the victim. That's all.
Too late. Like why do I need to know?
You're either the victim or the witness.
Yeah, right. Yes, or the person doing it.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Why are you saying don't get the app?
Oh. Okay, so Pose wants to know why I don't get the Citizens app. I say that just because, especially for Nelly. Because
I'm already know.
it was very specific for Nelly because, that just consumed too much of her time.
Oh yeah, no. That's why I don't have it.
And but honestly, it could be a good tool. It's not that I'm completely against it, but you can become consumed.
I like my kids having it because I like my kids being aware of what's going on around them when they think that they can just walk around with their headphones and be oblivious to what there's going on in their surroundings. I like it for them.
So you don't think that place is like okay, like I live in a city of fear. Like anything
But
can
the
happen.
sad part about it is our
anything can
kids aren't
happen.
fearful of it. This is their norm for them.
Yeah.
So my kids don't
We've
cry
seen the
anymore
progression
when
of
their
it
friends
getting
get
worse.
shot.
Yeah, but it's not even
getting better than getting worse.
We got more people.
What's going on?
Come on in. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Listen.
What's
so
up, ladies?
when I tell you I'm bringing in the village,
If we
I'm
could
bringing in the
What's going on?
village.
get some wireless mics, that would be awesome.
So I'm bringing in the village, and this is my little cousin and her girlfriend, and I feel like the youth need to have a voice. So this
They
is
do.
why I invited these beautiful souls to come in and chat with us so that we can talk to the voice
Thank
that
you.
matter, the voice of tomorrow.
Hey,
We
ladies, if you
are
wa-
out of here.
I'm sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt.
No.
If you guys want to just grab chairs, and if you want to be on camera, please do. If you want to sit
Yep,
to the
there's two
side,
chairs.
feel free.
Grab that one,
Whatever
grab
you're
this
comfortable
one.
with, just participate.
Come on, jump on in.
So, I'll go ahead. Wait till you guys get settled, and then you can introduce yourselves. Just make sure you speak right into the top of the microphone.
So I got Kaya and Jade here.
Kaya and Jade.
Kaya and Jade. We got these young beauties in here. They're going to be the voice of the youth for tonight. So anybody that out there, while I'm on here hosting for the month of July, youth, male, female, you want to have a voice, you want to talk about what's going on in the city, things that your parents don't want to listen to, things that you feel like the city is not providing for you, let's talk about it. Your mental health, let's talk about it. I feel like a lot of times parents want to tell kids that, oh, you can't be stressed out, you can't be depressed, you can't be...
Yeah, what do you have to be stressed out about, right?
Ah,
Yeah.
right? But really, honestly, these kids have a lot to be
lot.
stressed out about, and they have a voice and they have something to talk about. So Jade and Kaya, let the world know what's going on with y'all. Say hello to the people.
Hi. Sorry, this is my first time doing anything like this, so
That's all right.
Well,
Speak right
welcome.
into the
Awkwardness.
microphone.
Yep, speak right into it.
is it okay?
There you go.
I can hear you.
Perfect.
Yeah, I hear
Okay. Hi, I'm Jade, and I'm 18 years old, and I recently graduated high school, summa cum laude, top of the class. Woo.
Congratulations.
Beauty and brains. Yes.
And I heard a lot of times, like, what are you so tired for? What are you stressed out about? What, like, we had to go to school too. I know what it's like. And honestly, I could tell you, in an age of computers and schools having access into your home, you guys don't know what it's like. And I can't put it any better way than that. So,
What do you mean by that?
so you know, when my parents were going to school, it was very paper and pencil homework.
We did that.
The teacher hands you an assignment. You
Scrap paper. I still make my kids
I don't care about it. So now you have computers and you bring them back and forth.
I haven't had to, buy notebooks and paper since about the 5th grade, honestly.
Okay.
So school really just took over the home. So it's assignments being, placed on you at any time of the day, weekends or holidays. They'll post an assignment and you're expected to tend to it. You're expected to constantly check your email and constantly tend to your teachers and respond to them. And
that's what we do in adult life.
Yeah.
So it's kind of preparing
first of
you.
all,
It's preparing you.
I'm sorry
You don't
never
get a break in the adult life.
Yeah, I'm sorry you never had the ability to get a trapper keeper because
What color did you have? I had a purple one like Nelly's
Never
shirt.
had a blue. I'm sorry.
again-
They're like, what is a
Yeah,
trapper
what's
keeper?
a trapper keeper?
What is
Okay,
that?
so a trapper keeper was like a 3-ring binder with a flap with Velcro on it that held it together. That's really all it was. Everyone had to have one.
I did use a binder guy.
But if you had a
I know what a binder is.
You don't know what a trapper keeper.
No, if you had a binder, you had the Payless version of the trapper keeper.
Like you had to have the Balenciaga version of the 3-ring binder, which was the trapper.
Well, my version is that everybody uses a Chromebook and I have a Mac.
Okay.
Yeah, this is why we talk about you guys.
Okay,
so let's disperse the difference between what are they? Generation what are they? X? What are they? Millennials. And what am I? What are we? Are we
Are they
X?
Z?
They might be Z.
Are you asking us what generation we are?
Yes,
I think
we should ask y'all.
Yeah, do y'all know?
We're Generation Z.
Your
Yeah,
Generation
Z.
Z?
Yeah.
You guys are Z.
Millennials are like in their 20s, 30s, early 30s, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
y'all ain't there yet.
Okay.
Y'all are Z.
Yeah, we're Z.
Okay.
All right, Z.
Okay. So like
Zayden.
So-
Does that mean you're the N? Alpha?
Oh,
right? So then, what do we go after Z?
Well,
Roman
if
numerals?
y'all really want to get into it,
Uh-oh.
Yeah, let's
What's
go.
up? Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, with the spur of rights being taken away,
Let's talk about it.
abortion laws changing, and actually just everyday life changing with COVID and how we interact with people, how we make money, and the entire world just changing. I think it's just going to come to a point where it has to crash and burn.
Oh. Okay.
So whatever that means, and I'm not saying it's going to literally be that, but it's if the way we expect people to work a 40-hour week and work for non-livable wages, regardless of how you want to break it down. You can't live off
only
that amount of
18,
money,
guys.
So
Talking about
You
our
know,
struggles.
we
That's
live in
because
this
they're her
world
struggles
where
now.
it's supposed to be normal.
Right.
You're supposed to buy things with credit, with money that you don't have and never will touch and never will see, and it's a concept it's not sustainable. So.
Okay.
But money in reality, right, goes in the bank. It's just numbers on a screen. Mm-hmm. There's no physical money there.
At all.
Checks are not physical money. They're just
Nah.
paper with.
And banks were
Messages
actually
written on 'em.
caught giving people fake fake stocks and shares, and
Listen.
so your money is legitimately
I
fake.
go down a rabbit hole with fractional reserve banking
Yeah.
and all that type of stuff. This. Oh my goodness. So I understand what you're
We're
saying.
going to go on your podcast and talk about that one.
yeah, we ain't gonna talk about fractional reserve here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so you said that it was tough. This,
Having a MacBook instead of a Chromebook.
MacBook. This new generation.
But I feel different. I feel like if we were able to go to school like they were able to go to school, I'm a little jealous. Like I feel like
We might have had a leg up, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they got a leg up because like my daughter will be like, "Oh, I don't want to go to school today. I'm just gonna go virtual."
Right.
Yeah.
but some of our jobs are now like that, right? We can find jobs that we
some of
work
our jobs are like that,
Yeah.
yes. However,
School,
no. This is why the
Yeah.
old school in me is like that. Y'all some punk ass kids. I'm sorry.
But graduated from school in a Republican state, Virginia, and we were very much in person the entire year. It was
Okay.
not giving optional. They only let you do virtual if you were suffering from COVID. So
Okay.
it wasn't the same all throughout the country. That's why I say it's kind of hard to make that generalization that we all have it
Fair
easier.
enough.
right?
So,
Yeah.
Now, one of the things, because I have my oldest son is in middle school, and coming up, I know that and I know that you know as well. When you would get your books and whatever the textbook that you had at the time, at the end of the whatever you were studying, there was a part for critical thinking, and every year my son went to school, I would look at his textbook, or if he had one, or if he didn't have one, or I would go on his online thing. There was never a part for critical thinking. Like, you tell me what you think. There's no right or wrong answer. Did they give you guys critical thinking growing up in school? Did you have an
I
opportunity?
would say critical
Okay,
thinking.
Kaya, give us your voice here.
Yeah, hi, I'm Kaya. I didn't
Kaya.
introduce myself yet. I'm a little nervous.
That's all right. What's up, girl?
Cool.
A little camera shy. But critical thinking. Okay, so I went to Howard for 2 semesters. I'm gonna applaud myself.
Okay.
But then I just
College is not easy. I tell
then I just
people.
realized it wasn't for me.
That's
Okay.
right.
So okay.
At least you
But-
tried.
That's it.
There's no critical thinking. They just assign excessive amount of work, and then all the work they assign is online somewhere because they just pull it from a website, post it. You go search, you copy and paste one of them answers, you find the whole document and then some.
Yeah.
All right there. No critical, no. They sit there on the
Copy
screen
and
and they
paste
talk
society.
at you. I have my college professors literally just read the textbook.
You're like, what the hell are we
They
paying
made
all
me
this
buy
money
the
for to
textbook.
go to this school?
Yeah.
So literally,
When all the information's free on the internet.
my homework
about
assignment
it.
was to read the textbook, then go to class, and let him read the textbook again. That's the, and then go fill out the
I
textbook
understand why you
answers.
stopped
There's
going.
no
Yeah.
I get it.
critical-
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
This is why
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
a
have a
joke.
degree right now.
Yeah.
I
And
just don't agree
honestly,
with it.
and then how they try to flip it now is like if you copy and paste it and the whole answer sheet comes up, you have to click on it and you have to get a subscription with your teacher ID.
Now you have to pay.
so that you can't just get the answers. But we know y'all all still using the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's a student in my class who has the money to pay for that subscription, and they're gonna share it with us all. Y'all not stopping nothing.
Period.
All right.
I'm
Well,
telling
one thing
you,
about that, we all going.
That's one thing
win
about this
together.
generation.
one of us
That's
win,
one
we
thing
all
about
gonna
it.
win.
That's
I'm
fine.
telling you, we
It's
realize
It's like
that.
Netflix.
Yeah.
It's like a Netflix
Yeah.
account. You
Yeah.
guys gonna share with
We
everybody.
realize y'all not on our team, and honestly, like, and when I say y'all, it's whether it's your parents, whether it's your school community, usually the adults in your community. I don't know. There's a very large disconnect with those of us who were raised with iPhones and Instagram and social media, all these other things, and our parents. They just don't want to see our struggles as real and tangible because they didn't have the same ones, because we're not out here, with a kid and married in
And
a
then
house.
you're passing down generational curses.
Hey, talk
The
about
mental
it.
ones as well.
There you
Yes.
go.
We
Nobody
talked about that at
addresses
the
that.
beginning of the show.
Yes, we
Is
did.
there something that you would be willing to share that you have experienced? You guys are both young ladies now, entering adulthood, that you have now come to realize, hey, this was a generational curse and I have to break it.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
I don't know where to start.
We don't have that much time, so let's just be real general.
Okay,
about
I'll
it.
do something that I know a lot of us, black women especially. Or no, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm just gonna say black people. We spend. Even when we do not have, we spend. And whether that's time or money or energy, we spend constantly, and we never take time to try to invest. Whether money, emotionally, physically, whether that's working out, having conversation with your family members, just any of those small things, we don't really want to pay attention to it. And then when somebody brings it up, it's like, oh, you one of those, like,
Right.
oh,
Looking
you
at
don't care
like
about
you're
You trying to tell me my Gucci don't make me important? Like, oh, you one of those. You telling me my million followers don't make me important? Oh, you one of those. Like, but I'm not, because that's not a real tangible thing, and we really shouldn't care about it as much as you care about it. I mean, so
priorities are screwed up.
I mean, it's
right?
okay if little Takeem doesn't have the Gucci fit on for his first birthday. Like
Honestly, like,
Yeah,
is
but do
okay
you know
that
how
you
many
want
kids I see in school who got F's on their report card and had Balenciagas?
I believe
Yeah.
why are kindergartners
They
going
have
on baby prom?
IEPs, but you
Where's
went on
the baby prom?
Balenciagas. You
Like,
can't
that's
even
weird.
behave in school.
Oh, so
Like,
the only
what's
so the
happening?
only B they got was the Balenciaga.
What's the Balenciaga? But you know what's even more fucked up is the fact that our school system is designed to not leave any child behind. So kids are being pushed through and passed. So that B that kid got would probably normally be a D or an F in our day, because you just wouldn't be pushed through. I've watched kids get grades that they didn't deserve simply because no child left behind. And these IEPs that really are bullshit.
Well, it's really standardized testing too. When you tell a teacher if a child fails, it's your responsibility, no matter, even though we're giving you this cookie cutter curriculum and you have to teach it exactly as we say, if any of these children fail, it's on you, it's on your job, and it's your fault. You know,
And
they're
that's
going to take it to
ridiculous.
heart. That's why it's
The
easy
school-
for a kid to convince you, bump up my grade a little, because it's going to reflect on
Exactly.
them.
Right.
Exactly. The teachers
that's
are
bad
under
on
that
the teacher
pressure.
at the end of the day.
And I feel bad for the teachers, because you have kids who are in a mixed classrooms. You got kids who want to learn and you have kids who don't.
Yeah.
And you have teachers who want to teach and you have teachers who don't. And everybody's suffering from mental health, but nobody's dealing with it. Nobody's sitting up here and saying like, okay, listen, I don't feel good today. I can't do
It's
this.
okay not to be
It's
okay, right?
Right. Like, it's okay
Yeah.
not to be okay. Like, it was so dope to be able to bring yoga into, shout out to Hardy Williams Charter School. Shout out to them in Southwest. Shout out to the 9th through 12th grade students for the 21-22 school year. I love my students there. I love the principal, everybody there that gave me the opportunity to come in and talk to these kids.
That's awesome.
But yoga with me for 2 classes turned into therapy with these kids. It was a voice for these kids. It was an opportunity for them to talk about sexuality. That's a big thing with you kids. I feel like
Yeah.
you guys are way more sexually free than I was. I feel like homosexuality is not as taboo as it was in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
It's totally different now. We're loud and proud.
The conversations
Shout
at
out to my
schools are
proud
definitely
people.
different when they started integrating, you know, like neutral bathrooms, and, you know, so we started having to have certain conversations. But honestly, and I can only speak for the South because that's where I ended up graduating from. I have been to school in multiple different states, but in the South especially, there's a lot of pushback, and it makes it very difficult to even have these conversations. So it just gets to be a lot of gray area with that, because it as much as I want to say we're making a lot of progress, it just in what direction, honestly? Like, where everything that gets pushed to the forefront, you question it. Is this really important? Is this what
Like,
they're
what's the
fighting
agenda?
for, or
Right.
were they fighting for just for to be treated as a human? Like, I don't know. Did they want Santa Claus to be gender neutral? I don't think they really, you know. I think they just want you to treat them how you would treat anybody else. So
Exactly.
it just gets to be.
This is why I'm so excited. That's why I love to have a panel of diverse mindsets, but like-minded at the same time with different opinions. Like, I don't want my panel for the month of July to be just one-dimensional. I want to have all different walks of life, people from all different backgrounds, generations, talking about the things that affect us and affect our mental health. All of these things that we just mentioned today affect our mental health, from our job, our family, our community, our finances, the news, politics. All of these things affect our mental health, whether we want to act like we are addressing it or not, or we're dealing with it or not. Like, they all play a part in how we feel when we wake up in the morning, when we go about our day.
And I think now, more than anything, the one thing that I do like about this new era is that like you said, it's okay to go ahead and be who you are. And there's somebody who is just as quirky and weird and just throw it all. Like, there's a community now that you can go ahead and link up with people, so you don't have to go ahead and be silent.
No.
Like, when I was growing up, or like we were growing up, we really had to go ahead and we could not embrace our weird.
There was no social media.
No.
You couldn't embrace your
When
weird.
you have to talk
was
to
the
people
first
in
thing that we
person,
had
that
back in the
definitely
day? What
makes
was that,
that,
Black Planet,
because you don't want to just be
MySpace?
like, hey, I'm weird, are you? Like,
Exactly.
Now it's a group of weirdness. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm into that weird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check y'all out. Like,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't mind being weird.
Yeah, it's okay. Embrace your
Yeah,
weird.
it's okay. Like,
Embrace your weird.
coming up, my sister always said that because she's much older than me, and she's like, it's okay to be weird, and I'm like, it's not okay to be weird. People don't like you. It's not okay. But
It's their loss.
yeah, I mean, you have to grow into accepting yourself,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's really hard.
Yeah.
Social media
Not
now
easy.
makes that super hard, especially for this new generation
Yeah.
growing up. How it already
Almost
has
impossible.
mind boggled this
Yeah.
generation. Now what it's doing to these little kids, especially TikTok.
Oh,
Let's
talk
not
about it.
TikTok.
I'll be on that app.
Because I like TikTok. So let's talk about
kids should
TikTok.
not be on TikTok. If your kids are
What
under
age-
14,
what age
if your
group?
kids are under 14 or 15, and that's generous, I would literally say 17 and up. But if you're generous,
What's on
14 and 15,
TikTok?
I'm a bad parent, guys.
I don't
My
know
kids
if
been on
they gonna
TikTok
say
for a long time.
I'm an L for putting y'all on, but literal nudity, y'all. Like,
Yeah.
do not let your kids
everywhere.
Well, porn
just
is
mindlessly-
They be doing
mindlessly-
silhouette challenges and all this other
mindlessly
stuff.
scroll
They
on TikTok. They
all the
have
fans links
people
on there.
who
They got
find
everything.
children's accounts, and if they're posting something maybe like a
Risque.
silhouette challenge, they can remove the filter, and they're
see
preying on
now.
children. And it's
So when you do the silhouette challenge, are
they're
you really
able to
butt
remove
naked
stickers
behind the
and remove,
silhouette?
like, if you color over it,
Wow.
they're able to remove all that, like, and do the original video.
Wait, so when you do the silhouette challenge, are you really naked?
Well, the idea is that you just put the filter on, but you're really naked.
You really
Yeah,
are
you
naked.
are. You're just to get
So
the
then,
actual figure of your
there are
body.
people who will go, say if a 15-year-old did it, just
Right.
trying to be,
Right.
with the trends or whatever.
Well, see, I'm glad
somebody
you
will
talked
go on the page and they'll scrub the filter and
Right.
just use the original video and be able to save
This
it.
is
And
a PSA. PSA.
so
Public
just
service
even if your
announcement.
kids are on it and they're able to, have discernment when consuming that kind of media, I would really advise y'all not to post until you're old enough to understand what you're posting and how that's received by everybody else.
And this is
And
coming
everything
from
on
your
social
youth,
media
guys.
is on social media forever. It's on the internet. Once you
Forever.
touch the internet,
And I'm not saying this
It's
like I'm
there.
perfect. I'm telling y'all from somebody who was on Instagram way too young
Way
and
young.
honestly would rather had just stayed playing outside for a little bit longer.
Wow.
as a 19-year-old, I
see?
wish I could go back
Oh.
Wow.
and do it the non-social media way.
Now, do you
So-
guys hear your parents in your head telling you, just slow down, don't rush?
I heard that all the time.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really. See, you don't receive it like that as a kid because I know, especially a lot of young black girls, it's not slow down. It's you're fast.
Ah.
So it doesn't come across as the same way. It's you need to cover up. Our bodies are changing. We don't know how to accept it. Our clothes are fitting a little bit
Right.
different. But instead of educating us and trying to take us just go get new clothes or something, you
In the
tell
way
them,
mothers
oh, why you dressed
make
like
us feel
that? Why you
ashamed.
switching?
You shame
Why
us.
you got these out and you trying to get
But
attention and be
as a
fast?
parent, it is, or mentor, because we have aunts, uncles, cousins, people of all ages around us. Most people do. Grandparents,
Right.
neighbors. It's their, like the village.
Yeah.
It's everybody's responsibility to say something if they see something, especially with a child, because they're
Right.
children.
Right.
And a lot of times we have this mentality now, like, mind your business. It's not my business. And that's okay in some circumstances. But like you said, you're not being properly told in a proper way to
Right.
receive
Because
the information.
to accept your
While I
body.
completely
Yeah.
understand that, it's like you're telling girls you're fast and this and that, but then you're giving them an iPhone and leaving them unsupervised. So if you really cared about, their safety and things like that, you would have more of a reign on that. You would have those conversations with them and explain this is how you keep yourself safe from predators, because there are predators out there.
It's
On
real.
top of the
Regardless of
Oh,
how
yeah.
you want to present yourself,
Yeah.
but also don't not be yourself because you're scared of predators. Because there's always going to be somebody that has a problem with
Education, right? Education is important.
So you need to have that
Those
conversation with your
conversations.
child, and every child is going to receive it differently. So you can have that village, but don't have that village spewing hate and
Right.
negativity into the minds of children. They don't know how to, take the message and leave the negativity.
Right.
They're only going to internalize the negativity.
They keep harping on me. They keep telling me this. They don't want me to do anything. No, it's not that I don't want you to do anything. I want you to be educated. But
Right.
a lot of people don't know how to talk to one another.
And
Yeah.
parents have to educate themselves a little bit more
Yeah.
as well. So like
Yeah.
I know that how I was raising, I have a 4-year-old as well, but from my 12-year-old to my 4-year-old, I actually had to go.
There was a gap.
Yes, and
You had to relearn.
Yeah, I had to relearn, and I had to parent differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for that being my first son, I'm taking the tools that my mom gave me, so everything that she taught me,
Right.
I'm trying to instill.
That's
in
why
him.
you're in therapy.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my goodness, yeah, exactly.
You said, I want to be a better parent. I need to go to therapy.
Yes, I had to go to therapy.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
even like parents, like I know, I'll read more. I'll do things like
Yeah.
go to yoga. Like I never thought about doing
Yeah.
yoga in my life.
You
but-
got to unlearn to relearn.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what it is. You have to go ahead and unlearn to relearn, and
There
then
you
just
go.
stop being just bombarding these kids. They have a life. They're gonna do what they want to do
Yeah.
regardless. But you just have to go ahead and be there for them. Let them know
Right.
that you love them. Nurture them, and just everybody just has to go ahead and be better. They're
Yeah.
going to go ahead and figure out things
Yeah.
themselves.
There's no one perfect way.
There's not.
No.
And there's no set of rules to go about doing it, and everybody learns different. Everybody has a different style of teaching, and on top of it, we don't know everything, right?
Mhm.
We're learning. We're still
Absolutely.
learning.
Constant.
Absolutely.
And in the society we live in, a lot of times young people are having children, so they don't even have the proper tools to be parents. So they're still learning themselves and trying to understand themselves while still trying to raise a child.
Talk
so
about that.
there's just a lot going on out
Exactly.
here.
People
Exactly.
haven't majority of people that I went to school with have
kids.
children.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
you're
multiple
speaking
children.
to a former teen mom, and it kind of pisses me off a little bit. Let me just be a little ratchet right now.
I'm just gonna say we have 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Okay.
I'm gonna break it down real quick.
Okay.
So it pisses me off a little bit that MTV.
Grind your gears. Grind your gears.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad, son.
Grind your gears.
Because why is MTV capitalizing off this teen mom shit? I could
Yeah.
have been famous.
You could've
I was
been.
the original teen mom. I'm 42 now. My oldest is 24, but no, my oldest is 27. But at the end of the day, I agree with you guys. This is why I just want to sum it up really quick. I am so grateful to Kaya, Jade, Dom, Rosie, and myself for showing up today, being our best selves, being authentic, talking about the things that are affecting us, our mental health, our physical health, our finances, our communities. I love the village that came together today. I would love for us to revisit this conversation if we didn't get everything off our chest that we want to get off. Join me again next week, next Thursday, and I'm going to let Rosie take it out. Dom, you got something to say before Rosie closes out?
Yeah, we're going on Dom's podcast next.
Yes, yes, yes.
I think this is.
So when's your podcast, Dom? What we doing?
children are future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. But me, Poppy Store Podcast. You can go ahead again at Poppy Store Podcast on Instagram. I'm gonna be really. I was about to release another one today, but I'm gonna release it on Tuesday. I'm just so
All right.
happy to be here.
Yeah,
doing
promote this one.
Promote this one. So next week I'll be back.
Poppy Store
But-
Podcast.
Poppy Store Podcast.
Yeah.
But Nelly, you my girl, and I'm so.
I thank you, bro, for showing up.
You know
This
it.
brother hit me up today, literally like, "Yo, you doing it today?" I'm like, "Yo, what's up? Come in." He's like, "Well, I'm on my way."
Yeah.
That's what's
I
up.
don't duck no wreck.
That's love.
I don't duck no wreck.
That's
I
love.
don't duck
He was
no
a man
wreck.
of his word, and he
Yeah,
showed up.
always.
That's what's up.
Jade, Kaya, you got something to say really quick before we turn out of here?
Just thank y'all so much for letting me
Hey.
talk.
Thank
yeah.
you for helping me step out of my just a little bit. It was a big leap, but
Once you got here, it's all right, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it was the idea of having to do it, and then you're like, and you got here.
Right,
Hey,
you
it's
just get
cool.
started. Honestly, and that's all I could say. Just get started. Whatever you're doing, just get started, because if you never
Yeah.
start, you're never gonna finish. So
Yes.
Right.
Tell
Namaste,
them. Listen,
namaste.
all my folks are adorned with jewels. I see some rose quartz. That maybe aventurine. She got some hematite.
I got mine.
This is
Something
that looks-
my girlfriend put on me.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
looks like
know.
some Crystal. I
we out
can't.
here, we out
Yeah, we
here.
all got something going on. Yep, she got her waist beads. Do you sell waist beads?
No, but I have a girl, Applehead Creations. Check her out, Instagram, Applehead Creations. She makes all my waist beads.
There you go.
Shameless plug.
Yes,
Yeah, hey,
always.
why
I support all my folks.
Yeah, okay.
Shout out to
guys.
Davita Vidal Wellness. Shout out to my girl from the Y. Shout out to Davita.
Yes.
So I'm shouting
Okay,
out.
go ahead. Okay, shout out me on the hair over
right,
here.
on the hair, shout out
And
to
then
Grace.
shout out her.
And
on
then
the
shout
hair
out
over
me
here.
on
There you go.
there.
There you go.
See that? Okay.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
it.
Here.
Visit NellyYogaFitness.com. Check out my website. Check out my
Yes,
brand.
do some
We
yoga
all
with
out here
her,
doing entrepreneurial
yes.
things, mindfulness. I'm a mindfulness instructor. I'm about mental health first, physical health second. Let's get well.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. If you did miss any of this episode and you are interested in going and check it out, go to YouTube, type in Glockaware, and look for the latest episode of the X Radio. We do have another episode coming up next Thursday at 6 p.m. as well. So, of course, my lovely co-host for the month of July will be present, and we'll have some more awesome people come through. So,
Yep.
yeah, that's just that. Make sure you check out my website as well at rosieporter.com and all things the RPX. Until next week, stay fly.
Bye. Thanks for having us.